I'll tell you what, the other thing that's gone wrong for them is potholes, because a piece this morning in The Sun, car breakdowns caused by Britain's pothole plague surged nearly 20% in just a year. More than 9,400 motorists called the RAC between January and March after their vehicles were battered by crater-riddled roads. It's up from 7,900 over the same period last year. And you've got to say, you might not want to blame the Labour government for that, but certainly local councils are not doing their job. Let's talk to Mr Pothole, a.k.a. Mark Morrell, who's, of course, a pothole campaigner, has been one for many a year. Mark, a very good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning, Mike. Not too bad. Lovely information this morning. I think I'm getting a regular weekly spot with you, Mike.
Well, I mean, I think until the potholes start to get reduced and rather than increase, I think you may well have to be right. But this is dreadful, isn't it? It's more bad news piled on more bad news.
Yeah. I mean, not only is that 20% increase over the last 12 months, the actual breakdown numbers over doubled in between January and March this year compared to the previous 3 months. So it's on a decline. I mean, government going to try out about their £1.6 billion funding, the record funding. Well, it's not actually record funding because £1.7 billion was put in a couple of years ago. Yeah. But over the last 10 years, Mike, the network has got worse by £550 million a year on average.
Right.
Even with the government funding £1.2 billion a year. So, you know, we've got this £17 billion backlog not being addressed. And you said about common sense. Well, common sense says that if your road network is failing, and in 15 years' time, 51% of your road network will be structurally unsound, you need to do something about it because it's costing the UK economy an estimated £14.4 billion a year. So common sense is, let's invest in our roads because we will save money in the long term. Let's look at how we do things in terms of properly, not wasting hundreds of millions of pounds with poor quality repairs. I think I tweeted yesterday about a repair in Cardiff costing £4.13.
Yes.
Well, you can't get the materials for that. So, you know, the stats and information, I dig through it because, you know, I'm a pain in the backside, Mike, with it really, because I like to understand.
Thank God you are.
But you know, they're not living in the real world. We get the I'm very disappointed with Lillian Greenwood because she was a brilliant chair of the select committee. Now she's the roads minister, and it's the same thing. And I think it's just down to the civil service, to be honest, more than anything else. And you say about poor government, I think we've got extremely poor civil service and people in charge at a lot of the departments that supposedly run the country.
Well, that's right. I mean, we were talking earlier today about the idea by Yvette Cooper that she wants to give nationality information out on all the foreign criminals that come to this country and are still committing crime before they get deported, and which countries they're originally from. And it was all a big fanfare, you know, let's all get this information out in the public domain and let's get it out in the open. And then we hear, oh, we won't be able to get it to you till December. And you're going, in what world, in what commercial world would you wait that long for any information on anything?
Yeah, you're right. And the thing is also, it's only those who are being deported. It's not the ones that they can't deport. So don't get me on that subject, Mike.
No, I know. But I mean, the fact is, it's not insignificant when it comes to the state of our roads, because one of the reasons why I believe the roads are in a much worse state is because there's a lot more people driving on them. And when you think of all the extra people now living here, and you're looking at some pretty bad potholes there. I mean, if you go into one of those potholes that deep with a car which has got, you know, shall we say, not a dodgy tyre, but a tyre that's not, you know, brand new or tip top, you know, you're going to get at the very least a puncture, possibly, you know, even more sort of difficult damage to fix on the axle.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I did a study a few years ago about the increase in revenues to the Exchequer based upon the increase in vehicles on our road, the increase in fuel duty and VAT and associated. They're actually pulling in an extra £25 billion a year from what they were in the year 2000. Right. So there's money, you know, they got money coming in, but they're not spending it on maintaining the roads.
No. And is that road tax money you're talking about?
No, that's fuel duty, VAT on fuel duty, a road fund licence, obviously repairs as well, because you pay VAT on repairs. Because, you know, if someone damages their wheel or tyre and else, the government get 20% cut of that, don't they?
Yeah, of course, they really do. So, I mean, is there any part of Britain that you can say with any kind of assuredness that is leading the way here? Is there any council in particular or any place that's doing well on potholes?
They're all trying, to be fair. I mean, I don't want to be overcritical with the councils because I've met some people there really trying to do a good job without the resources to do it. One that comes to mind is Stoke-on-Trent. There's a team up there, James Harper and his team. He's probably the most famous pothole repairer. His team work. They're direct for the council. They're better than most contractors, to be honest. Right, they take a pride in it. They live in the actual area.
Yeah.
Since they've had the Pothole Pro, they've actually done 7 years' work in 12 months, and they do a proper job. They're not on phones. They're actually they make the machine work because it's a big capital investment. I wish I could clone them across the country, Mike.
Yeah, it would be nice if somebody could show them the way, so that they could then just go, this is how you should be doing it, this is what to do, and this is the money you need to do it. Because at the moment, again, with this government, there's a lot of promises being made and a lot of figures being sort of bandied about. But meanwhile, the roads are still knackered.
Yeah, I mean, and they don't understand the value of the asset. I mean, it's the lifeblood in terms of the blood supply of the UK economy, and we all have to use them daily, and we're paying a fortune already. But obviously, money's getting hived off elsewhere. Yeah. We need a long-term investment plan to resurface our roads, because that's the answer. There's no panacea. I mean, a pothole is a sign of a failure at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely right. Well, listen, keep up the good work, Mark. Very good to see you again. Mr. Pothole, he's been campaigning for years. God bless him. He's the one man that you go to who is a proper expert on everything you need to know about potholes. We'll be speaking to him on a regular basis, I'm sure.